Well, hello everybody. So Sunday afternoon here in Colorado. Very cool and wet Colorado. Hope your Sunday is doing good and that is weather is as good as it is here because it's been hot. It's been Africa hot. So how is everyone? Uh, Getting a chance. Hi, April. How are you doing? Dean, Brian, Kelly, good to see you. Get Money Jones, how are you? So, um, as we continue to speed and hurl through the universe at speeds that, well, if you can believe it, for us, about 137,000 miles an hour. For the universe, the galaxy, who knows? It's actually way up there. But I digress. Not actually, it's all connected. So before we get started here, hey, I got a cool website for you to check out. Give me 1 second, and I am going to pull this up. So we have coming up one of the most active meteorite showers, the Perseids, coming in mid-August. Now, this website, it's called meteorshowers.org, is a very cool website. If you're like me, I love things to do with space. And so here, this will actually give you kind of like the 3D representation of what this, well, depends on how you want to look at it. Planet, maybe the debris of who knows, but it visits us once a year. And I'll pull out here so you can actually see how it comes in to our solar system and how really large this debris field is. And what I really wanted to point out is that when we think about debris fields, we never stop and think about these annual visits that we get. For instance, this debris field here called the Perseids. Now, what's very cool about this is that you can actually go down here and go and look at virtually any type. Here's the Geminids that come in mid-December, and here you can see their signature, what they look like. Isn't that cool? And as we pull in, look at that, folks. You know, I'm telling you, we've got to give more theory to what took place in between Earth and current day Mars. There's too much evidence that there was a very violent interaction. And the question that I have, and of course right here is Earth, as you can see, here's us. And so how large, again, this debris field is. Let me just go in. Here's another one. And so when you begin to see how crowded, I guess, in my rational thought process is that I continue to look at this and I'm going, wait a minute, what the hell happened here? Look at, here's another one. I mean, seriously. Let's pull one that I never even heard of. The northern turrets. There we go. There's another one. Give you a different angle of it. There we are in the galactic plane. So there you go. Really great modeling on this. I have to say, very impressive. So each one of these debris fields You tell me what's going on. And you can see they do not carry the same orbit. It's quite amazing. My theory, and it's just my theory, and I am no astrophysicist, but I do know a particle physicist and another theoretical physicist. And I contend that we are seeing evidence of this collision that took place. And who knows how far back? I mean, I don't even know if we could potentially put the pieces together. But all I do know is that I believe that we are in evidence of a galactic, definitely a solar system collision. Look at this one. I mean, you know, you just pull them up. And so you guys can go and check this out for yourself. I think it's pretty cool. It's a great tool, and you'll have fun with it. So let me get out of here. No, here I'll go. So what we're going to see is this capture here. Now, this is from a number of radio telescopes in South Africa. This is the Galactic Center. That's home for us, or at least it's home for us now. It was put together with the image of 64 radio telescopes in South African wilderness. This is part of the MeerKAT project. The MeerKAT project, when it's fully implemented, will span both Africa and Australia. There is a number of projects worldwide by different organizations. The United States is part of one that goes from the United States to Chile to Great Britain. Radio telescopes, and of course, the Chinese have now activated that huge monster that they have over there. They are not, how shall we say, sending out a lot of pictures, which is regrettable. When you have a radio telescope the size of that one, I can only imagine what they are seeing. Anyway, you can see that they say that the image shows filaments of particles, structures that seem to exist in alignment with the galactic central black hole. It's unclear what causes these filaments. I mean, wait till we start getting into it. Maybe they are particles ejected by the spinning black hole. Maybe they are hypnotized cosmic strings. Isn't that odd? What a term for an astronomy article to use the term hypnotized, cosmic strings. And maybe they're not unique. So basically, we call that in layman's talk, that's the shotgun approach. You know, if it isn't catching, just throw it all out there and see what sticks on the wall. So there you go. So little background, so you guys are up to speed with me as well. So now let's get into it. Hi, Warrior Princess. How are you doing? Good to see you. So let me go here and I will get this ready to view, since we now know how Zoom works. So let's start having some fun. Now, this is the picture you saw in the article, and this one has been put through some filters that take out a lot of the bright light. I don't know, folks. When you look at this, and we have close-ups, crops of each one of the section of this picture, but this is the black hole they're talking about. Let me see if I can, as they would say, So let's get this going. There we go. So they are saying the black hole is back here. This area back here. So, and it's spinning, as I've been doing some reading this afternoon. They don't, face it, it's all theory. We don't know. We certainly don't know what this is. I mean, it could be, I don't know. I mean, you want to talk about electric universe? Fine. I can dig that. I don't know. So let's check this one out over here. So these are the most amazing I don't know. They would be the equivalency of solar systems, stars being born. I mean, I am interpreting this as cosmic dust, but to be so close to this, I have no idea what this is. And these, by the way, give you some perspective on distance. Light years across. Light years. Thousands of light years where the Galactic Center is. And so when you hear me say a light year, we what? We hear it translated that 6 trillion miles roughly, 1 light year. I mean, that's some space. And these are the filaments they're talking about. I don't know. So let's go and take a picture of some more. Again, this is even in reducing the gamma, contrast, and saturation. So when you begin to take out a lot of the background light, it really comes out as to what's really going on here. I don't know what the gravitational force must be, but this is what I'm getting. I mean, there's clear rotation here. This one, I'm not really sure. It looks like a dog to me, I swear, when you look at that face. But I don't know, the pressures have to be enormous. I mean, that's just wild. And look at this. This becomes more defined to me. And when I see this, and I've been meditating on this. I mean, for myself, this is a reality that we are immersed into. But it's a reality we cannot even begin to fathom. Our forefathers, our ancestors. Now, maybe they could see, maybe they can't. I know modern man, in our chapters, this is new to us, and it's power beyond comprehension. And if this is, well, electric, magnetic, how it's reacting right here with this black hole. And you can really begin to see when you start taking out the light, and we've got some close-ups on this that we'll look at, you can see how this black hole looks to me where you could actually imagine it's spinning. I don't know about you, but this is the first picture I have seen of potentially a black hole. And it's fascinating. For my mind, I am in, if you could say heaven is in a place of a continual state of awe, then I am in a continual state of awe when I see this. And I see the reaction all around. Enormous energies, magnetic fields, light that I have no idea. Look at this. You can almost get an idea that this is almost like a complete star? Is it being consumed? And you can see the gradation between these points, and we'll get into it. Let me get into, here's one that's even more light taken out, and it really starts to dance here. Look at that. Now you really can see what the heck is that. I'll just let the picture stay static and just let it sink in. I don't know about everyone else, but I get such strong, I don't know if you want to say the word is psychic impressions, but this definitely titillates my mind to a degree that it causes my spirit just to kind of want to soar. I mean, look at that, folks. To think that that is, in fact, a black hole where nothing escapes the singularity, but yet we see something that no one ever imagined. And when we get over here, you can begin to see how hot this is. And look at the center of this. We got one here, here, there's another one here. This one may just be shrouded, but it's obviously pulling light from this object here. I have no idea, since we have no way to judge the spatial background of how far these objects are. But all I know is that you can clearly see this black hole. And you know what got me about when I was doing in these light filters, that has a sickly green, pale tint to it, doesn't it not? I swear it really does. Again, we have no way of knowing how close any of these objects are. The fact that the telescopes pick this up is amazing in itself. And you can just see the kinetic energy taking place here. Again, I have no idea what these filaments are. And they're huge. I mean, they're not little sprites. And look at this. This to me just looks like, as you examine that, as though it's, well, somehow being obliterated. Another filter, it begins to really bring out this black hole. There it is. It's clearly defined. And when you look at this, what's going on here, it looks to me like they're almost being sheared. Look at this. I would imagine, as they say, is again, we don't know where these are in relationship to this black hole. And this is what's the most incredible. Claudia and I, Dr. Albers, we're going to be talking about this tomorrow. But you can see almost like a shearing effect in some of these galaxies, I guess is the only thing you could say. I mean, the Milky Way is big. And, you know, we're headed for a big collision in about, well, not too far away. You think about it, something that we all need to put on our calendar. I mean, it's 3.5 billion years away, but I think those who want to be able to watch it, I think we're going to be able to see this. I often think in my mind, can a spirit in a other dimensional plane be immune to this type of energy? And this is massive. You know, as I keep looking at this, you can almost see as though these are being either sucked in or the gravitational forces are just shearing matter away. I can't see what's going on in the chat room, but I really don't care to, because I tell you, I'm as fascinated with this. If nobody else is, I am. This is, to me, just incredible. And what you see once you turn down the backlight of the Galactic Center, you can really begin to see. And again, doesn't that look like a dog? I swear. I don't know, but that looks to me to be some serious rotation we're seeing here. And of course, we're only seeing the capture of one moment in time, but it's a moment in time that, if you go by Einstein's theory, that time doesn't exist here. Maybe that's what we're seeing. I don't know. So I told you we would look at some of these close up, and here's one of them, that the one galaxy, I don't know, whatever this is, but you can see what it looks to me to be. You can almost see the rotation taking place. I often wonder what kind of spin that would have. Here is this object in the center. You can really see this black hole now. I don't know about you, but that's just mesmerizing. I don't know. Is a god immune to a black hole? I don't know. But I look at this and I marvel. I marvel at man's brilliance, that we, with the aid of machines, can now begin to peer into the very nerve center, the heart of a galaxy, ours, and see things that we could have never, no artist could have ever drawn this, could have conceived it. Amazing, isn't it? I don't know. Look at this. I wonder what kind of sound it makes. I mean, the roar would have to be immense. And I'm sure it makes a sound. Look at this. Again, are we witnessing just the shearing away? Are these being sucked in? Again, we don't know how far back they are. We don't know where they are in proportion to the actual black hole that's over here. But you get the sense that this is a bad day. I mean, whatever that was, if there was sentient life on there, I hope they got a ticket off, because that's just, I don't know. If there was a true definition of terror, I would say being spaghettified, being consumed into the black hole would be beyond anything. And again, look at this. Tell you, it still looks like a dog. This one is really cool, folks. Look at that. I don't know what the hell is going on here, but, to me, this is a bad day. And who knows what objects that really all this is. I mean, talk about gravitational forces. The fact that we can even see this close to a black hole is beyond imagination. And then we see these filaments. If they're magnetic in nature, which I could only imagine they must be. But, whoa. Tell you what, now that would be a thunderstorm beyond anything you could imagine. I call them, you know, they almost look alive, don't they? And look what's happening here. You know, when you begin to really look into these objects, there's a lot going on here that I'll be curious to see what the astronomers have to theorize on this. Again, we read what they postulated, and just throw anything against the wall. Let's see, you have just as good of a chance of something sticking as they do. Look at this. And again, we can just imagine the intensity of the energy with whatever these are. And again, I don't even pretend to know what it must be like to be. Look at that. I told you that you can almost see like the shearing effect here. And who knows what's actually, you know, underneath all this dust and debris. Maybe they're saying, I wish I had gotten out when I could. Again, look at that. Looks like spires, doesn't it? Sprites. I mean, who knows, again, how far away these are, but they're too close. That's all I got to say. Look at this. Planet, sun, I don't know. Again, not the day you want to be sticking around. And you can see, as I was pointing out, this just to me looks like stars that maybe solar systems that were drawn into this that are just absolutely being magnetically pulverized, sheared apart. Again, the gravitational forces on this has to be enormous. Again, hot, hot, hot. I can imagine it's hot. This one mystifies me, though, is the fact that maybe it's just there's no core to the sun here anymore. Maybe it's being obfuscated just by the sheer tearing away of whatever the mass is. Now, here is what I think one of the best captures of this black hole. Look at this. It's like, you know, this, I guess, has to be in front of it. I don't know. Who knows? But you can get the sense of spinning going on here. At least that's what I'm interpreting this to be. And darkness, just, I don't know if you want to talk about potentially a description of what would be the opposite of light would be a black hole. Now, if the theory holds true in a duality universe, then there has to be white holes that exist. And who knows, maybe every black hole has a white hole that is opposed to it, both magnetically and otherwise. I don't know. Just a theory. Again, you get the idea that this is not a good day. Here, just a thought. I'd love to see what you guys are saying in the chat room, but I get the idea that you can almost get the sense of this is what spherification would look like. You're just being ripped apart. I mean, I get the sense that this black hole, and let me get the tool working again, and let me see if I can, maybe this will work. So I get the idea that this is something like that. Now it may be a little bit more into here. But any case, look at that. And does this not look to you like this thing is being, maybe in it itself is spinning and has tremendous forces taking place? I don't know. But this is just amazing, isn't it? Maybe there's some geeks like me in the chat room, because well, if you're here, you have to be into this. This is just freaking mind-blowing. I mean, you know, no matter what your troubles are on planet Earth, you can now go around with this firmly implanted into your psyche that you have actually been able to experience the center of the very galaxy. So here are some more, just simply inverted. And you can see the intensity of really where these spires are at now. That looks completely electrical, magnetic in nature to me. That's just my take. Again, look at this. See, to me, what the camera wasn't picking up, that looks just absolutely electrical to me. When I look at this, and that's what I interpret this to be. Again, looks like a face there. That's a face that says, oh, crap. Here we go. And there's just got a few more that you can see. It's just quite the wonder. Here's a good view of exactly what I meant. Does that not look electrical in nature? And here you actually get the idea of a spin or a rotation to me. Again, it's subject to everyone's own interpretation. Just amazing, isn't it? Again, I'll let you see this one. Well, it looks like something knocked me off. Okay, we'll continue. That was weird. Hey, so we shall resume. Maybe they don't want us to look at these pictures. This one is a good one as well. Look at that. Just, again, you can actually see how this shears off. And again, I get the idea that this is really back there, but they're definitely, I guess, as one would say, they're inbound. And I'm just going to let the pictures kind of talk to themselves, but for themselves. But again, I don't know. And there's our, what's ever happening here. And if you're still in here, then you get a big thumbs up for me. Again, I don't know. This one here, I used taking the saturation levels down again and lowering the gamma as well and the contrast. And you can begin to see that it looks like the whole cloud itself is hot from within. And I can imagine it is. You're getting close to this. I mean, I don't know. What do? Joe versus the volcano, right? It's like, okay. Well, I guess all your questions are going to be answered pretty soon anyway. So the last one in this series, and again, just absolutely fascinating, amazing, and have no idea what we are seriously looking at. But whatever it is, it's fascinating. You have to admit. So anyway, there you go. I hope you found this interesting. I did. I'll leave the link on the where you can actually track the inbounding meteorites. But to me, it begins to bring so much for myself into focus that when man begins to see these forces at work that are beyond our imagination, you know, it tells me that there's something that's so much more that is awaiting for us beyond that. So anyway, there you go. I hope you all enjoyed this. I hope, again, you're enjoying your Sunday, if it's still Sunday. If it's Monday, well, then you're getting ready for the next day. Calling Mother Love. Hey, I love that, Mother Nature. Well, thank you, Brian. Pretty cool, if you ask me. Yes, the iceberg that next to the town. Wow. Now, isn't that a great metaphor between the two? I mean, could you imagine that town being next to that iceberg that towers over it by about 3 times? That's probably what a solar system looks like when it's heading into that black hole. It's like, oh, crap. But one thing you can say about it, they have at least a lot of fresh water. I know, it's a bad day. Thank you, Sue G. So good to see you. Hello. Yeah, I just love this. Tomorrow night, we'll get into it with Claudia, because I'm really looking forward to get her interpretation of what she has seen in this. And it's like, wow, that's all I know. All right. Hey, Raven Wolf, how are you doing? Good to see y'all. By the way, everyone needs to check. Let's see. Let's create an interdimensional gateway this week and help resurrect billions of people through an animated. Hey, Alpha, I don't have a problem with that at all. After seeing that exists in this reality, anything's possible. Anything's possible. But what I was going to say, something happened on YouTube. I was subscribed to a lot of the channels that, you know, that I am subscribed to, and coming find out, it's a lot of them I'm no longer. I have to resubscribe to it. So check that out. Let's see what's going on. Thank every one of you. Hey, listen, it's humbling to have you here. Love your minds. I love to hear. I'll go back and look at the comments because to me, these pictures are fascinating, and I can't wait to see what happens again. What is the Chinese doing? That's what I want to know. You know, they're seeing something. They're not sharing it with us. Folks, be good to yourself. We'll see you again tomorrow night. And thank you again for gracing me with your company. And I appreciate, well, Get Money Jones, thank you. No, y'all are the best. It takes everyone here, and I love the energy. I really do. This is like a place I really want to hang out. If I could just figure out how to get us transported, where I could just send everyone the disc, and we would be then transported into our alternate reality in our cafe. The best coffee and hot chocolate around, and good tea. All right, folks, be good to yourself. We'll see you again tomorrow night. All right, bye-bye.